All right, hello. We are live. What's going on? I'm Andrew. We're back from Life
Not
of the
yet.
Apocalypse, and yeah, we're ready to
There we
party.
go.
So, we got. Oh, I've the closed captioning has decided my name is Dreamer. That's fun. Um, so we have a
It's a
cool closed
sign.
CC bot. It's trying to do its best. Between the shenanigans on the channel, people yelling over each other, and my inability to speak coherently, we'll see how it goes out. How it goes, but yeah, we're back. We're live from the apocalypse. We're going to continue our cool Pulp Cthulhu adventure with our
Yeah,
brave heroes.
Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby. Slop
Hello.
that down, dude.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, dude.
my name is
Crack
Clothes
one for the big
Christine.
boy.
You can see it too. It makes you. Yeah, it's so good. It's like, it's almost there. It's so close, and it's one of those. Is it bad or am I bad at talking? It might be option two. I think it's option two.
Now I'm curious. I don't have the stream up.
Uh,
I
Yeah.
do. I can't see that comment. Yeah.
it was when I first started talking about closed captioning. Let's see. Oh,
Mm,
I actually
okay.
got it right that time. Nice. Instead of
Um,
yeah.
Well, I'm appreciative of all the work that you're putting in to make it more accessible to everybody who's watching. So,
Much
Mhm.
appreciated. We try. We're doing our best with what we got, and we figure making the attempt and trying to get there to be a more inclusive space is important, right? So there may be some stumbles along the way, but we do want to make sure everyone who wants to tune in and enjoy gaming can actually do so. And that's really the important part. Despite, me poking fun at some of the shenanigans, because let's be honest, we're not professionals. So if it crashes and burns, we're just trying. We're trying things.
Do
Anyway.
donate more to Extra Life so that we can afford additional chewing gum and baling wire to hold it all together.
Yes, we need more duct tape and and paper clips. That's what really runs this whole channel. But we are back, and we're going to try to continue our crazy and wacky adventure in Borneo with our lively group of adventurers who are out on a good humanitarian mission on behalf of Caduceus, right? So, way back when, feels like a million years ago. It was actually about 3 days in game. Caduceus said they were keeping an eye out for weird disturbances that crossed with potential interference from the Inner Night, the spooky organization that is trying to do nefarious things and cause great harm to the world. Caduceus has admitted that they want to try to stop them. That's part of their operations. So they're watching all these things happen throughout the world, and they see a lot of unusual seismic activity pop up in Borneo. And on top of that, they see a spike in the sudden epidemic, and they see a lot of strange readings in terms of like power and psychic feedback. When all put together, everyone kind of concluded, okay, this is not a normal humanitarian crisis. This is something bigger, and we want to send our spooky team to go take a look at it and solve it. Right, the spooksters, if you will. I'm open to a better team name. That's just what I get off the top of my head. So, Spook Squad. Pass. Anyway, so our team of brave heroes flew into the island with the help of their intrepid pilot Spencer Brooks. There was a little bit of issue coming in when they were attacked by night gaunts, damaging their plane. They managed to salvage a landing, and it was around that time that their handler and scientific accessory, if you will, Quentin Shapiro, basically said, hey, there is cargo on this plane that was not supposed to be here. There's a thing called this half-ring device, or a commonly referred to as a box of stars, that has been damaged in the landing. What this thing does is potentially open up a portal to another place filled with fire, hell, and brimstone, and just destroy everything in its path. It has been damaged in the landing, and it seems to be counting down to activation, right? This box was put on the plane despite Quentin's protest from a colleague Dr. Goncalves from Caduceus, right? And he mentioned that earlier. So that kind of put a time limit on what the players or what the party had in terms of resources and ability to solve problems. So they pushed further in. They met the British military detachment that was there, who basically was like, yeah, the quarantine zone's over there and we're out here, so like that's their problem and not ours. A lot of bad opinions in that place. So they got what they could in terms of resources and information and rolled into the quarantine zone. They linked up with the North Borneo Charter Company, who, yep, also had a lot of bad opinions. I actually need to open my book to a thing because I need to.
Eventually, the team will meet some nice people in Borneo, immediately prior to it exploding.
Yes.
They might be the underground people. Wouldn't that be funny?
The nicest people are the weird things that live underground who are just very polite. So.
Tea, huh?
What? The people who are mining and exploiting the workers and the environment in the area are not the good guys? Seems like shenanigans. So they met a gentleman named Richard Clemens, who was the lead geologist. So, hey, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for the follow. But, uh-oh. Well, a lot going on there. Right up, moving on. So, they met Richard Clemens. He's the lead geologist for the NBCC. There's a lot going on with this follow here. I don't like that.
I'm enjoying that the closed captioning things that you said, but oh, right up, boo boo.
That's how we greet people. Right up, boo boo. You know, that's my.
I mean, I like it now.
Yeah, we're getting a sea of follows from the same account. That might be interesting. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because that seems very spammy.
Right on, boo boo.
Right
Something
on, boo-boo.
about picnic basket.
We'll see what else happens with that. So, moving forward, they met Richard Clemens. He's the head of the North Borneo Charter Company. Got them settled into his encampment, right? Get them a quick brief of the area. They learned that the Yellow Death, or viralized hepatitis, has been theorized that's been kind of plaguing the island, has done a lot of damage to the survey camp. A lot of people were buried near the back of it, and the players doing some investigations realized that the graves are now empty, and there was something underground with, polite manners and yellow eyes that was just taking these corpses somewhere in a tunnel which led north towards Mount Kinibalu. And I may have said that wrong last session, so if I did, that's on me. But
I'll note that they're also taking slightly larger than sandwich-sized portions.
yes. The crew began working the viral analyzer, where Quentin was basically throwing small portions of samples into their viral wood chipper to try to figure out what was causing the epidemic on the island. Once that got settled, the players tried to figure out where to go with the ghouls or zombies or lurkers or whatever you want to call the things underground, and then moved down to a tobacco trading farm on a slightly more southern portion of the island, run by a gentleman named Kazan, who was trying to explain the weird disturbances in the area. And before that got off the ground, they were attacked, and this encampment of about 200 people was scattered by giant spiders that were definitely not in any way, shape, or form grounded into this reality. So that was pure chaos. The party was able to fight back that threat and keep people safe, and pull everyone back up to the survey camp into a temporarily secured area. In that time, Oliver also discovered a vial that was thrown into a well when they were down in the farm camp. That could potentially be the source of this disease, because everyone was saying there's something wrong with the water anyway, right? So, all that said, there's a lot going on. There's about 12 hours left on this box of stars, this pocket, this briefcase nuke, if you will, that you have on this island. Captain Lancaster has promised he will call in another ship or boat once you can show the quarantine zone no longer needs to be enforced. Spencer's desperately trying to fix the plane back at the airfield outside the quarantine zone, but there's a lot of damage, and he's just working on limited time. And the very last thing the party saw was a landslide. Part of the seismic activity that has been plaguing this island shook loose some rock at the top of Mount Kinibalu, and what looks like satellite or radio antenna emerged and kind of silhouetted the skyline in the evening sunlight as people kind of tilted their heads and were like, what the hell is that? Off to the north. So a lot going on in this scenario, a lot of just crazy shenanigans. I felt it was worth the recap because one of the things we talked about last session, right? There's a lot of problems. You cannot solve all of them. So,
but we want to.
But you want to. A lot of people suffering, a lot of bad stuff happening,
Mhm.
a lot of threads. But the question becomes, as people have a moment to catch their breaths, get the webbing and the spider goo off of their clothing, take accountability of all the people that were hurt or scared running from that spider attack, and realize that, you're behind this chain link fence now, right? You're a little safer than you were about 30 minutes ago. The sun is starting to go down. You were running out of time. You have a variety of different things to do. What do you do?
Well, I suppose now that we have these people are safe here, we're working on the disease. Yes, there's no real place to go but up, or it doesn't look like we can actually walk up there anymore, does it?
The landslide did do some damage to the terrain, so you could potentially try to traverse it. It is going to be way more difficult than it was previously because the roads are messed up.
Yeah, Wendy's in beast mode about that. She'd be willing to try.
Yeah, you could definitely get pretty far in a vehicle. The tricky part is you might just have to hoof it after a certain point. Right.
Speaking of hoof it, could we take animals?
You could take animals.
What kind of animal?
So, as you glance around and kind of take
Water
stock,
buffalo.
Elephant, green elephant.
there are
Butter
de-
Waffalo.
There are definitely a variety of basically beasts of burden or farming animals in this encampment that ran when the spiders attacked. So you have, we'll go water buffaloes and a couple those actually are probably the most fitting things to the region. Potentially pack mules if they were shipped in, but there are things you could ride up this mountain.
I have that skill.
So that is an option. I'm sorry. That is one thing I did forget to cover. It is a major problem. The convergence of the reality and the dream world, or the weird multi-chromatic spectrum of nonsense, the ethereal something or other, hitting one another and causing odd disturbances, creating these weird creatures that have attacked you in various ways, right? So we mentioned the creatures, we didn't mention the source.
And we're reliably informed that they're delicious.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And the source seems to be kind of coming from the mountain.
If you'd like to, yes, make a survival.
Or underneath, maybe?
Sorry, make a natural world roll if you'd like.
Natural will.
Yes,
Okay.
as you just look at the scenario, you can see that seems to be the direction things are coming from. Okay.
I'll look again. Will you said?
Natural
World.
Oh, natural world. I was gonna say I'm like natural will. Natural world.
That's what happens when Will uses herbal essences.
Natural
Oh,
will.
natural will.
I love it.
Nice.
So,
Uh,
do you have the urge? Is that?
that was a 95, and that's
That might not do it.
not what I have as a skill. So,
Use luck.
Just burn all of your luck for this
no,
roll.
it's far too high. My natural world is like 19, and I got a 95.
Yeah.
So,
You can definitely follow the line of logic. You can look out. You can see the shift in the environment. You can see the changes in the trees, and the landscape around
I'm
you.
sorry,
Right?
this
But,
closed captioning.
uh,
Aren't you high financial world? That's fine. Like 1995.
I feel so bad for anyone who's truly trying to watch. I'm so sorry. Like, look, we got this thing. We're gonna keep tweaking it. I'm so sorry if it sucks.
It might be funnier than we are, though, so that's okay.
That's true. You know what? If it's funnier than we are, then right on. We did it.
whatever happens in the closed caption happens in our headcanon. So that's what's going on.
This is true. Welcome
That's
to the,
true. Cecil is good in financial world. High like 1995.
Welcome
ahead
to
of its
Live from the
time.
Apocalypse. For the next 2.5 hours, I'm going to be giving you financial advice. Please don't take any of it.
Mm-mm.
So, just like our dating advice channel, don't. If you do take our advice, that's on you. So.
Yes. If you donate a nominal fee, Cecil will do dream interpretations for you. They might not be right. He's not real, so.
I mean, dreams are what you make of them, right? Is that the?
I will definitely donate additional money if you will do that for me on stream.
Yes,
Ooh,
he will.
I like where this is going.
I need a quiet room and a dream.
But as you look at the terrain, as you assess the area, you can absolutely tell that the disturbance is coming from the mountain, from the north, right? As you take a moment to survey and look around, that's really all you can tell. There's probably a ton of stuff going on here that you just can't put together. You don't have the geographic knowledge, you don't have the natural knowledge, you don't have the spooky knowledge to just tie it in, but you can tell the direction.
Now, I may be a simple folklorist and Northern Irish nobility, but I can tell you one thing: all the dream energy is coming from up there. I couldn't say if it's coming from above, below, or in between. But obviously, that's where we could want to go. The question is, do we want to try and traverse, perhaps even ride, over the broken terrain? Or and he kind of looks over to the graveyard where all the holes are and like goes, I wonder.
Oh.
There is a tunnel underground that leads north.
Well, generally, things that eat things which are dead do not also eat things which are alive and the same size as them. Since we've laid eyes on the things and appear to be
I could
about the
drive that.
same size, maybe we chance it.
We could. Wendy, did you say that it spoke to you?
It said it was sorry. I don't know if that was I'm sorry for taking this or I'm sorry for being caught. But it did say I'm sorry.
Better manners than most of the folks we've met so far.
Better manners
And
than
in English, which is interesting.
better
Yeah.
manners than those that eat the dead typically.
Now, I've met some lovely people on Papua, so let's not go.
My apologies. I was thinking more. I'll keep my mouth shut.
As Joe kind of
More of those other kids.
as you're making your plans and kind of talking through what to do next, Just to set the scene a bit, around you in this camp, right? The NBCC staging area is just swarmed with people, right? They went from having about 19 people, I believe is the number I wrote down, that they had still alive, to a surge of about 200. So they are trying to create order from just pure chaos. People have brought families, kids, people have brought a bunch of possessions. You can see that some of the locals that are farmers are arguing with the survey camp workers who are just trying to figure out, like, what's off limits. No, you can't take those are for generator. Like, there's just a lot of chaos occurring as people are trying to get settled in. Do me a favor, make a spot hidden.
Something I am decent at. That is... what kind of success? Not quite extraordinary. That's a great success.
All right, great is good. Great is great, actually.
Great is good. I mean, it wasn't extraordinary. It was 19 instead of 13, but it's good.
Pretty good. Anybody else?
Cecil continues to look at the mountain and then look at the graveyard. Strokes his beard a little bit.
No. Nothing. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn 4 luck to make that one work.
Okay. To get what kind of success?
Regular.
Okay. I'll say that one's not worth it since Wendy got it. Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, fair.
I'll save some luck points.
When will I need those?
So you can use them if you like. So Wendy, is people are sorting through this mess and trying to figure out what the next move is. You notice that there is one of the farmers wearing just like a kind of wide, floppy brown hat, right? And just a simple pair of like slacks and a big, just it's almost like a bulky poncho. Like, it doesn't quite fit, especially given the temperature, right? Everyone else is dressed in things that keep their skin protected from the sun and the heat, but this is a little off. And you see this person kind of weaving in and out of the sleeping areas and the little makeshift cabins that have been created. It's odd because everyone else has families, or they have someone that they're with, they're trying to talk to, and this person is just...
And he's
loner
like looking
bouncing
for
around.
something in them. Okay.
Yeah, like, runs between two things. You guys talk for a couple minutes, see him move again, right? And it's just odd. Anyway.
If you were looking for something, right? Like here in the tenting stuff, what do we think? And Wendy's gonna kind of like follow him with her eyes and then like pointing as he starts moving. Like, that's a little weird.
The
You don't
last-
think nobody knows we have like the box here, right? Or
Just
the
point of order. Where is the box exactly just now?
So, the box of stars is currently with Quentin, who is also operating the viral analyzer. The
Yeah.
tent that you see this floppy hat individual duck into is the one next to Quentin's.
Okay. Like I'm gonna walk over there. Wendy also like is a little bit still on that like driving giant spider high, I figure. So like normally this might be something that we waited for like Kelly or whatever, and she's just gonna like pump arms, march across the like. Excuse me, I have a role to play. And we're gonna go see Quentin.
All right.
Arden!
Do you want to go in there
Mr.
and
Shapiro!
maybe? Sorry about that. Do you want to go in there and I'll go into the. Murphy, do you want to help me with the next tent? Over.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to two different tents.
Mhm. Mr. Shapiro,
All right.
My-
So Wendy's going to
how,
Quentin's tent.
how are you doing?
Cecil and Kelly are going to the tent adjacent to where the floppy hat individual went. Where's Oliver going? Where's Oliver not going?
Oliver's providing cover.
Okay. Kind of standing back and waiting.
Oliver's going to find his carbine from wherever it was and just sort of set up somewhere where he's got a good rest and can see both tents.
Cool.
This seems like it's about to go sideways.
Okay. Here's where things start to get a little weird.
All that is probably accurate. It might not.
So, let me make a roll real
If
quick.
experience is any teacher.
I do have a prodigious amount of luck, even still. It's fine.
Wendy, you enter Quentin's tent. He is back with the viral analyzer. You can see the box of supplies, including the box of stars stacked neatly by a cot. You can hear the low-pitched whirring of the viral analyzer as it chugs along, producing that goopy liquid out of its soda spout fountain. Right? Into the little test tubes, right?
Oh, forgot about that part.
Next door, Cecil and Kelly duck into that tent about 10 or so seconds after the floppy hat individual, right? Just in time to see the floppy headed person pull out a giant knife and cut the canvas, right? On Wendy's side, you see a knife slam through the canvas and start tearing through, right? In a quick scuffle of nonsense, he jumps through onto Quentin. They start rolling around on the ground, right? And in the confusion, a couple things are knocked over. One of the tent posts is kicked to the side, and like the tent starts to fall, and parts of the canvas start to fall over as well. What do you do as you start to lose sight of these two as they're rolling around? Quentin's like, "What the hell?" and just gets taken down.
I'll say get the tent, and I'm gonna try and separate them.
Oh.
Hold this. How big is the person with the floppy hat?
Oh, I'm getting a lot of those follows again. It concerns me. About human size, right? It doesn't look anything crazy or weird.
Oh, no.
Like a lot larger than.
Oh, you're definitely bigger than them.
Okay.
So the metric is whether or not they're bigger than you, and the only person you've met so far really bigger than you was Joshua Medham's bodyguard. Who was a foot and a half taller than you, and like 3 times your like width. Most
yeah,
you tower over most people.
I'm gonna try and rip the individual off of Quentin.
I see to trying to right the tent, but also keep an eye on the instrument and where I know the box is. And I'm like, Wendy, the instrument, the box. And it's like fighting with the tent and like grabbing a pole and righting it.
Yeah, Wendy will have like full on like launched herself towards box of stars because we do not want to touch the viral analyzer and the goop coming out of the viral analyzer now. So just like to grab box of stars underneath the falling canvas. Yeah. And like hug it to myself.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and throw Dex, please.
I can do that.
Cecil, go ahead and throw power. And Kelly, if you'd like to jump in on this, feel free to throw some Dex or dodge if you want to just
Okay.
move through the.
I got an 88, and my dex is 85, so I'm gonna burn some luck on this because the box of stars is important. / counting down to our doom.
Mm-hmm.
So regular success.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little weird because like the canvas just comes down, hits you with that hot, heavy tan canvas, and it's all scratching your face. You push it away, push it around, and then you just kind of dive in the direction that you remember.
Son of a water buffalo!
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of cursing. From the outside, Oliver, you just see the tent start to pitch to the side, go down, and people like the silhouettes moving around under all the canvas.
Yeah, about right.
One of the tinier ones, like you see, just pick up a rectangular looking thing and then like pull it in close, and then start to scamper around trying to find their way out. So as Wendy, you recover the box of stars. It's decently
Oliver
heavy,
knows that's me.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's odd because when you pick it up, it's got the weight doesn't feel proportional, right? And it still makes it just nice, slow, click, click, click noise as gears or something are turning and counting down inside of it. But you have it. So, Cecil, what'd you roll in your power? Oh, I'm sorry, you are muted. I like the.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, That's all you need to know, baby.
Yeah, over 9,000.
Did it. So, got a regular success, burned 4 luck to get a great success.
Okay.
And that's what he's up to.
Cool. You sense the immediate use of some type of magic, right? It is. You said you got a great success. It is some type of. I'll go D&D schools, right? Since there's not really good schools of magic in this game. It's some type of transfiguration magic, right?
Okay.
You can kind of like
Can I go ahead?
sense change occurring in front of you, but you can't see it because of all the canvas and the weirdness, right?
Great. Cecil like writes a pole and then starts like stomping forward and says, Kelly, be careful. Magic is afoot.
Kelly, what did you roll?
I'm already in it. I got a great success.
Cool. I'd like you to call odds or evens.
Oh.
Odds.
Odds. Okay. So.
Feels like Squid Game. Am I gonna win marbles?
Okay. I'm gonna write a thing down. So.
Damn it. That doesn't sound good.
It's a surprise tool for later. You reach under the canvas.
Oliver knew.
You're a surprise tool for later.
I accept that. You reach down and kind of grab into the nonsense, and a hand kind of darts out, right? And you just grab it real fast, pull it out, and what you have is Quentin, right? Bow tie a little disheveled, hair kind of a bit of a mess, sweating profusely, looking wild-eyed around, and it's just like, what in the hell is going on? As he's like partially still just wrapped up in this canvas, but you have a Quentin.
What's still on the ground?
So, as you look in front of you, there's still Cecil, Wendy, and a third silhouette just like all over inside this canvas. Yeah. You think it's Wendy that has the box and is like running around. Cecil kind of gave you the heads up, tried to write a pole, so it has a little bit of standoff, but it's still under the canvas. And then there's that third floppy-hatted dude, maybe, running around. But you managed to kind of pull Quentin out.
I'm gonna keep a hand on Quentin, but kind of position him behind me.
Okay. Cool. Oliver, you have Overwatch. what's going through your head during all this?
I mean, as far as I know, somebody's just knocked over the tent. I haven't seen knives or floppy hats or anything. I think my impulse is going to be to walk over and see if I can just pull the canvas away from like all the sensitive equipment and everything, and like uncover whatever nonsense is going on in this Benny Hill fiasco that's unfolding before my eyes.
Pulp. Roll strength.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it at advantage because Cecil is trying to like right up part of the tent. Canvas is heavy, but with the use of the poles, will be a little easier to move it around at least.
Okay, so that is, let's see, at advantage is a regular success.
Cool. Yeah, between you and Cecil, you usually just work the rest of this canvas off to the side. Definitely heavy, but you flip it over about 5 feet. You see Wendy with the box now kind of clutched. The clutch, in her arms. The viral analyzer is still chugging away. I'm gonna roll one quick thing. One of the test tubes on the soda spout looking area is like knocked to the side, but hasn't like fallen or spilled or anything like that. There's still a bunch of that like goopy liquid kind of teetering towards the edge of it, right? As you finish pulling the canvas back, behind Kelly is Quentin, and under the canvas is also Quentin, right?
Oh,
Disheveled
fuck
bow
nuggets.
tie, crazy hair, and he looks at you, Oliver,
Knew
and
it.
says, "What in the hell's going on?" And stops and stares as he sees himself.
I'm gonna grab the one that's closest to me just a little harder.
You hear the one behind you, like their clothing rustles a bit, and you hear the click of a revolver.
Damn it.
And he's like, "What in the hell is that?"
Do I know the story of the doppelganger? Or folklore and myth and legend?
Yes, I think that's a well-known enough thing that
Yeah,
you
they're
can, you can just go into that without getting crazy. Now, if you want to roll some,
I was gonna say-
go ahead.
like demons taking over faces, like a thing that came up when I was looking at the things that Wendy might have encountered with her mom. So she might like also be, but to be fair, her instinct right now is going to be to hit it over the head with the box. So, maybe both of them.
So,
I'm willing to roll.
yeah, go ahead and roll.
If
Like,
that's
just
allowed.
Do it.
see if it gets you a little more insight on the situation. But yeah,
Clarify, do I have a gun in my back?
no.
Oh, okay.
Like that was Quentin pulling out a revolver, like pulling back the hammer and just looking around over your shoulder, like on his tiptoes,
Got it.
at himself,
Okay.
and just trying to deal with what's happening, right?
Okay, but it is the Quentin that like Kelly is holding that's got the revolver right now.
Correct. The one that is
Okay.
just in the middle of the canvas mess. Same Shane looking all disheveled, bow tie untied, and just asking like, "What the hell's going on?" Just standing there looking at all of you, thoroughly confused and looking shocked to see himself standing behind Kelly.
I have been rolling 80s and 90s. So, but Cecil goes, seems like we have a doppelganger in our midst. And then he says to Oliver, he says, I sensed magic used over there. Shape-changing magic. Is there any way to still detect that? I've already done something this round, but
So,
is there a way to do that in the future?
you were able to suss out that the magic was used. At this point, it's kind of it's been burned. The effect has occurred, but at least you know it happened, right?
Mhm.
So now it's a matter of how do you ID the real Quentin, right? And a couple of the people kind of start running over towards the collapsed tent to see what's going on, right? The Quentin in the canvas mess It's just like points at Kelly and is like, whoa, hold on, what are you waiting for? Just grab him. He's got a gun. And the one behind Kelly just says, "You're one of those damn internet imposters." Absolutely not. And like, kind of has the gun not quite aimed, but like ready to go at himself. And he looks at you, Kelly, and looks at Oliver and says, I told you they were going to be here on the island. I told you they were going to try and pull something. So, this is it. They're making their move.
Both of them are talking about the internet?
Mm-hmm. The other one says, he's a liar. You can't trust him. Like, look, we've been tracking the internet since day one. You got to trust me. He looks over at the vital analyzer and says, look, we can't throw away all the work we've been doing. Are we going to save these people or not? Right? So,
Kelly, can you knock them both out?
that is an option.
You say that out loud.
Yes.
It'd make my job much harder by giving them both advance notice.
One guard that lies, one guard tells the truth. I knock them both out and proceed. Okay.
Literally.
Yes.
Indeed.
Fisticuffs. I'm calling fisticuffs just for fun.
We don't need him for the sandwiches.
So, actually, if you want, everyone can make a psychology check, right? You've spent a lot of time around Quentin. You know how he acts. It may give you some insight into the situation.
Super fail.
God.
Not shocking, but super fail.
Oh,
Narratively
no.
makes sense. Super fail.
Also really bad.
So,
I'm going to burn one more luck to make that a great success.
okay.
Woo! Yeah. All right. Also,
Uh,
this is now the box of stars.
Great success. Just get your pillow of stars. Yes. Oliver, the one thing that you notice is they're talking back and forth, right? They're both mentioning the internet. They're both mentioning that, you know, they said this was going to happen ahead of time. The Quentin in the canvas, right, in the center of all the mess, said something that sounds familiar, and that is. Actually, I'll give you a chance to guess it if you'd like, but I'll tell you if you don't.
Ooh.
So, just for funsies, because there's been a thing that he's said a bunch of times throughout this campaign. I wasn't sure if it got picked up wrong or not.
I'm not coming up with a Quint catchphrase, so lay it on me.
More of a theme. The first thing the Quentin in the canvas said was that they're to save people. Right? Or we still have all these people to save. And that has been a thing that he tends to focus on a lot. The Quentin behind Kelly is very focused on that's the imposter. So,
Gotcha.
that is an insight. It could also be very good research on a doppelganger's part. So, but yeah, there you have that gem as you're staring at this situation.
Okay. Do I still sort of have my my rifle kind of under my arm at least?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Huh. Wendy, would you be so good as to put down the box of stars and walk over here?
Professor, you want me to put it down?
Yes, please.
Quentin in the center says, I don't think that's such a good idea. If you could just bring it over.
Wendy's gonna like
to me."
back towards Oliver, looking at both of the Quintons, and like keep like kicking the canvas behind her so she's not gonna trip.
Quentin
and,
behind
like,
Kelly is just like,
She'll put it down, but she's gonna put it down like at least like 5 paces from both of these nonsense, like between. Does it matter where I go?
Just to me, thanks.
Quentin behind Kelly just says, now look, be reasonable. Bring that thing over here, and we'll get it secured. We'll lock him up, and we'll continue on with our work here. Quentin in the center says, don't let that thing go
Quentin.
anywhere near him.
Cecil
Quentin
goes.
understands that I am not the most reasonable human. And,
Cecil quickly goes. He says, "Quentin,
And they both turn and look at you. Yes.
you said something very important when we both went to visit a particular person who passed. You weren't expecting me. I weren't expecting you. Do you remember who that was, and what did you say?"
Roll some dice. Do me a favor and throw charm or persuade.
What did he say?
Throw charm and
throw charm or
persuade.
persuade, please.
Oh, charm or persuade? I'm
Yeah.
very good at both of those. We'll see. Let's start. I'm going to re-roll that because I can do that.
88.
I actually rolled 88 the first time.
Oh, okay.
This one is, everything has been, oh my god. But this one is much better.
Brutal.
So that is oh, so close to being excellent, like the perfect success. But this is great success. The second one.
How many points of luck would it take you to burn to an excellent?
Oh, you know what? Not that many. Why not? 4. So I burn 4 more luck, and I bring it down to perfect excellente.
Cool.
So
you throw this out there. Both of them look at you, and Arturo in the center, or sorry, the Quentin in the center says, "It was Arturo, right?" And the Quentin off to the side behind Kelly says, "Yeah, he passed away before his time, and you sent a message to his family." Right? The Quentin off to the side behind Kelly, you notice the slightest disturbance of magic from him.
the one that Kelly has.
The one behind Kelly, yes.
And Cecil's eyes like gleam that weird periwinkle, and then he like points at he points at the one that was disturbed by magic. It's like, go get him.
Cool. Do me a favor and throw dexterity. I'm going to give you a number real quick. This is very important.
Yes, I will.
The number is...
Is it 88?
It's
Not that face. No. It's
All
like
right.
2.
Close. It is 3. So,
Holy.
Well, it's just your day because I rolled 69, so
Hot.
somebody's awesome.
Nice.
No, that probably
Can't take you anywhere.
So this is a dexterity, right?
Yes.
Which one?
which one do you think wins? I got a regular success.
Okay. I should just make 69 a crit number. Like I think that's the rule going forward. If you can roll a 1 or a 69, it's a crit. Everything else is whatever.
69
That's
at
right.
the time.
We're raising money for children.
69 works every time.
69% of the time.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
No children are watching this. This is fine.
God, I hope so.
We're late night now, so.
We're late night now.
That's true. It's
Right,
past
our
bedtime.
time slot moved.
Yeah.
We're after the watershed.
So we're gonna change time slots again so people can't follow us, and then we get canceled. That's the trick, right? Kelly, do me a favor. Also make a dexterity roll, please.
I didn't know Joss Whedon was producing this.
No. Oh no. So
Okay.
I just spilled water all over myself.
I'm gonna burn 1 luck to just have a regular success.
Okay, cool. Oh, we should absolutely get a 69 gif. That's very good. 69 is the best outcome. 80-62 the worst possible outcome. That's funny. A couple things happen very rapidly, right? I'm going to give Wendy and Oliver a chance to react to this because we're in bullet time basically, right? Cecil sees this weird movement of energy around the Quentin behind Kelly, and levels that revolver at him. Right, that Quentin takes the pre-cocked revolver and aims it at the box of stars and pulls the trigger. Kelly, as the gun goes off, you're able to grab Quentin's wrist and just yank it around, turn into a pretzel, right? You hear a cracking sound and the gun drops to the ground, but it's already been fired. Right? So
Cool.
Cecil, you have him dead in your sights, and you can pull the trigger if you'd like, but he just freezes when he realizes he's got a gun with about 5 feet from his face, trained directly on him. Right. Oliver and Wendy, you have about a half second of reflex time, right? As this gun is pointed at the box of stars and the trigger is pulled. Right.
Yeah, so importantly, can I make a reaction before the bullet gets there? Because that's probably not physically possible, but we're in Pulp.
We're in Pulp. That will be determined based on the success of your roll.
Yeah. So, can I use some dexterity to try and kick the box away
yes.
to the side?
I will say that is at least a great success. The box is pretty heavy, but you can definitely kick that thing. At the same time, Oliver, you kind of see this about a half second for it, the gun slowly pointing, hammer going down, bullet flying out of the muzzle. What do you do?
I'm going to roll power.
Okay.
And Oliver is going to seem to sort of blur in place a little bit. Like he's just going to appear fuzzy, like the glass at the dentist office all of a sudden has come between you and him.
Yeah.
And you let me know if with an 18 on my power roll, which is well into a great success, if I could perhaps change the gravity where the box of stars is to be significantly more or less than it was previously.
That is interesting.
And I will throw 3 MP at this to make it happen.
That is incredibly interesting. Let me look at something in the book real quick. I'm on board.
P.S. Wendy super failed that, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw your
actually,
expression.
not
It was just
super fail. I was 1 away from a regular success, but I am very far away from a great success. So, yeah. We kick and fall. Yep. Whoop.
Just a pratfall.
That nice kicked so hard that it knocked my center of balance off, and I just land boom, flat on my back on my butt. Yep. And no, Alexa, no one was talking to you.
And that's 1d6 sanity damage to me as I cast the spell. So I don't know if you want me to roll that or if you want to roll it, but
go ahead, roll it.
Okay.
I saw a very good meme of someone doing some advanced level DM trolling, and they're just yeah. When your DM has an Alexa, you name your character Alexa just to drive them insane. And I was like, that's me.
Yeah, mine actually doesn't respond to Alexa, thank God. But yeah, we use a different word still.
Computer, do the thing.
You're on headset right now, my.
Did you roll a 6 by chance?
I did not roll a 6, actually.
Cool. Because 6 would have triggered some temporary insanity. So you take some. Alexa puts
I roll. I don't know if you can see this. It's a 1.
Oh, nice. A little ping on sanity damage. Yeah. You reach out with this magical force and push the box. Just a couple inches to the side. It's nothing crazy dramatic. It's a very focused movement, and it moves. The bullet slams into the ground. I think the movement from the box throws Wendy's kick off just a bit, so she also clips it, and it moves a little more, but it's not very elegant or graceful. But the bullet misses.
Sorry, I Lucy'd your football, Charlie Brown.
Right. All right, let's go into BT Dubs. I wanted to the thing I wrote down earlier, since you've figured it out, was
Yeah.
as to which Quentin Kelly grabbed. Right. I just wrote, 50-50 shot of grabbing the real one. Unfortunately, it was a fake. But, integrity, right? So that happens. A lot of people are startled by this gunshot and quick scuffle, right? The Quentin in front of you starts to, Kelly, bubble and ooze around in your arms, right? I picture you like
We're gonna lose sanity for this.
knocking like the pistol out of his hand and kind of getting him in like a like a full Nelson or something and just hold on to him, or maybe like a chicken wing or something with like the arm back behind his back, and the arm just like goes loose like a spaghetti noodle, and then it starts like moving, bubbling, and like writhing almost in a very upsetting way.
Yeah, that ain't right.
And he starts speaking in a weird language that some of you understand.
No good.
Hey, it's Nicole.
If you'd like to roll Nicole, you are welcome to.
I'll have that.
Your call? Call?
Nicole! So, your call, my call, someone make a call, right?
Super nope.
You catch a few. Anybody else roll or succeed?
I don't
What
think
is that
I don't
language?
have it.
Is
Wow.
it mythos? No.
No, it's language.
No,
We all got it
it's language.
Yeah, there's a snake
back
language
in Bolivia.
named called Nicole that you were able to pick up a little bit of.
I didn't.
Someone should have
think you
around
would.
like a D10's worth.
I
in
did
their
not write
vocab.
that down, but I can totally do that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you actually got a little more actually from studying the weird murals, and then from the briefing packets they gave you with Caduceus. They had records of older tomes and scrolls that were written in Nicole, so you had some writing samples. They were able to kind of boost your baseline knowledge.
All right. So what would that be? Like I rolled a 7+.
Oh, you rolled a 7+ on your.
No,
Oh.
just to make a baseline because I apparently didn't write this down at all.
Gotcha. I rolled an extra D4, so call it a solid 10. Right.
10. Cool.
Yeah.
Solid 10. I'm gonna try and roll under. We'll see what happens. Big surprise. 35.
Yay,
So
do it.
nothing for me.
Oh.
So, you catch a couple words that seem familiar to you, but for the most part, it is hissing, writhing gibberish. All right.
I would like to punch
So
this thing that has turned to liquid in my hand.
you don't like this?
That would be my first instinct.
Yep, that is 100%. I got you on that one. There's just a thing I need to pull up real quick. It should be right here on my bookmark. It is not. I hate that. There we go. It's skirmish time. It hisses and writhes, but in all of the nonsense, you hear the word Shashanel, right? Which
I do?
is
No, not me. Okay.
all of you do.
Oh.
Nicole, speakers or not, you hear that particular word. And it would jog in your memory as a name that you heard back in Bolivia. Right? When you were talking to the snake people who were impersonating the Bolivian soldiers, and the captain asked you all specifically, are you working with Sasha Nell? And I believe it was Wendy at the time that asserted yes, you were. In that ritual back and forth, right before things got weird. So you catch that name, and then a bunch of gibberish. Roll to punch as it starts to get all crazy weird.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
We gotta do something about that. No. Am I even close? I don't like this dice roll around here. Okay, I'm gonna burn 2 luck to get a success.
Okay. Actually, feel free to roll with advantage because you are holding him. So that seems.
Now let's try that.
Yeah.
Let's try that again.
Like, because in my brain, you can also just like drive him into the ground and call it good, right? Like, it just doesn't have to be anything crazy elegant.
Or you can
Great.
pile drive him or
Yeah, the suplex or whatever it is. Yeah.
suplex.
All of
Billy
the above.
Murphy from the top rope.
It is a great success.
Yeah, you throw him into the canvas, run back up the pole, jump off the pole. He bounces off the canvas.
It's so
So-
nice.
It's very good. So, yeah, he starts to writhe and get weird. Go ahead and roll damage as you... I basically picture Murphy literally just pile driving this dude into the ground.
Yeah.
But, okay.
By God, is that Wendy Zhao's theme music?
Dun, dun.
Alright, that's 4 damage.
4 damage. Does that include your damage bonus or size bonus?
It does.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Alright.
rolled a 1,
Rough hit.
and then that was my damage bonus.
Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes you just, sometimes you just don't follow through. You gotta punch with your hips, I guess.
I'm a little unnerved,
There we
and I'm punching putty.
go. Cool. Yeah, you punch into this thing and you don't really gain any traction. It's weird. It feels like punching a couch. It's just soft and gooey.
What kind of couch are you sitting in?
You don't punch your couches to soften them up? Is that not a thing?
Yeah, that's the couch melange.
So that's good. So you just take a pile drive into the ground. It hits the ground very hard. Just, and then comically the feet go down, right? Quentin stops moving, right? Is just KO'd on the ground. Quentin's body continues to writhe and bubble, and like things kind of pop out under the clothing a little bit, and it starts to like expand. And real Quentin goes, "Oh shit, we got to get out of here or get bigger guns, one of the two." He's like reaches into a box and like flips it open and pulls out a shotgun.
Yes.
Like, get out of the fucking way.
Cecil already has a shotgun on him, and he looks at everybody else and he says, a polite question, alive or dead?
I would like to live. I don't. Is that for me?
For him, of course. I love you very much alive.
Quentin just yells, "They're in or not, we should kill them. They're gonna kill us otherwise."
All right, he was just like, watch your fingers, pretty please, and then like click.
Cool. You pull the trigger, the shotgun erupts, right, in just volume of explosive power. Blows this thing's like face partially away, and with it all this black goo flies off of Quentin, right, splattering part of the canvas all over the ground. A little bit splashes on you, and it stings a bit. It burns. In a very familiar sensation.
Oh no! I'm wearing my special coat and gear.
Good move. Good move. Roll dodge, please.
Yes.
So, good reminder. Way to keep me honest.
I'm gonna burn 2 luck to make that a regular success.
Okay. Yeah, there is still some goop that splashes, but like none of it burns through your suit. It's just all cosmetic, right? From the absent neck area, we'll say, like a black tendril comes out, and then a second, and then this large, formless spawn starts to appear and rise up in front of all of you.
No.
Because they can shapeshift. Sweet.
It had it.
Starts to rise up and like towers over Kelly, towers over some of the other tents. Because remember, these things are about 15, 20 feet tall. Wide, tons of just black writhing tendrils. It's basically just a spaghetti gelatinous cube, right? And people in the camp start losing their shit. They start running, they start yelling, people start crying. You hear a couple other guns going off as people are like shooting towards this thing from a distance. We're gonna enter initiative mode for this fight. Yeah, they're fast.
Faster than me?
Yeah.
Aw.
They have a dex of 95.
Ah, bitches!
They're incredibly fast.
Oh,
At least these do. Some of the other ones have weirder stats.
I was gonna say, let Wendy have something. Just let her have something.
I am usually first because of Dex, which is why I asked.
True. No, you are incredibly fast. You're faster than most of the things you've fought so far.
I have done some things successfully. Okay, it's just not.
There are no. Well, there is a car nearby. It could throw you. We'll get to that eventually. Kelly, do me a favor and make a strength roll. I need a great success or higher. And then Wendy, please roll dodge, as this thing has 2 attacks and attacks.
Great. Of course it does.
I'm rolling dodge. Sorry.
You're rolling strength.
All right. No,
So,
Strength.
I'm rolling dodge. You're rolling strength.
Got it. That is.
Oh, ho 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 ho! I don't know if I can show this on camera, but that's a 1.
It's a 1? Fuck.
I got an
Yeah.
excellent.
Oh, cool. Okay, both of
On
you
the
are
nose.
in a great position.
I told you I'd do some things right.
Actually, God, this is a similar
Just
opener, I
not
think,
any
to
of
the
the
first
things I'm
Formless
trying
Swans.
to do.
I think this is a very similar opener to the first Formless Swan fight. So, like, it has a couple of these, like, spaghetti tendrils try to wrap around Kelly, right? And try to pick you up, and it gets you off the ground, and it looks like it's just gonna pull you in and try to start eating you. I think you just, like, as you're getting close, like, put a boot to its face and, like, kick off, and, like, the goop just, and you just hit the ground. It's not graceful, but you, like, roll back a bit, you know, come up in a fighting stance, little goop, it kind of burns a bit, you brush that off, and you're like, what do you got for a cool fighting line?
Keep your dirty hands off of me, and I'll show you mine.
100%. At the same time, it like just whirls and tries to like just slam into Wendy, sending like 3 of these tendrils that are like 4x4 size, just across.
Yep.
And
Okay, so she was down, right? We were down because of kicking the box of stars well. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do the fun, like, flip back my weight on my hands and then pop back up, I think is what's gonna happen right
very
now.
cool.
Because
You
yeah.
kick up, and you have like a horizontal dodge between the large tendrils, and then you land on your feet as you're ready to rock.
Yeah.
And it
I
looks-
learned how to play jump rope in New York, baby. Yup. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da.
It looks very upset. So you're gonna have the next attack. Do me a favor, everyone, make a sanity check. This thing is fully merged and gone ham.
Okay. That is because we still want under, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So barely, but yeah, made it.
Okay.
That's
You take
fail.
1
Regular
point of
success.
sanity damage.
Yeah.
If you succeed.
I have failed.
Okay. You take a D10.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Go ahead and you can roll that yourself. So.
Yep.
I trust you.
Temporary insanity is interesting, though.
It is
Oh.
fun. It's not like regular Cthulhu where you just die. You actually get cool skills, which is insane.
How many?
I succeed.
Cool. 1. Cecil succeeds. 1.
Yes.
How many in one turn is bad?
6 is the threshold number. What'd you hit?
I rolled a 6.
Okay. You can burn twice that luck to reduce it. Right? So you can burn 12 luck and negate the sanity damage.
Okay, I'll do it.
I guess let me be more clear. You can burn at a ratio. So if you want to bring it down to 5 and burn 2 luck, that like reduce it by 1, that's a little kinder. Or we can negate the whole thing, but you can't. Once you pick, that's what you're stuck with.
I'm gonna burn for all of it and go back.
Cool. All right, you take no sanity damage. Very nice.
We've done this before.
Yes.
Yeah, I love how the whole party's just like, oh look, a formless spawn.
It's like, these things again. Wendy, you're up.
All right. So I've been carrying my rifle. I don't have it ready, but I have been carrying it. And the fake Quentin body had a machete, right? That was what he was using to chop through the different tent.
He pulled out like a large kind of hunting knife. Right. So
okay, not as cool.
Yeah. But you can still grab it.
I was really hoping for a machete.
Are we
I would
allowed
like to grab it. Go ahead.
Are we allowed to sort of talk in this initiative thing, or is it all like as it happens?
I'm good with a little bit of crosstalk. What I don't want to do is like have tea in a full conversation. But if you want to like set up some alley oops, go for it. Like that's just good planning because your characters know each other and you've had time to train, so that makes a little sense.
Right. No, I was. Oliver was really just going to shout one word.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Which was fire.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the bracelet. Yeah, no, we can cook this thing. Okay, never mind. Yeah, good point, Professor. Sorry. We'll drop the knife and we're gonna do one of these deals with see if towards formless spawn, but kind of be like aiming away from where, because if it went for Kelly and Cecil's still in there, also Quentin. I mean, it's big, but so maybe we'll aim like up above everybody's heads. Okay. Yeah. Let's do the oh god. And activate that shit and
get it.
Burn some things. Are you
pistol
yes.
disadvantage?
Sorry, the
this
cat
thing
is
just like.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, there's like no way this is gonna. It's fine.
It's one MP to use that, right?
Correct.
The fire bracer?
Yeah.
I thought it was pistol.
Is a pistol roll? It is also 1 MP to use it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which is great. I mean, you get 1 MP back per hour. So unless you're firing it like 10 or 12 times in a combat, which you could go for it.
Yeah. No.
Nothing. Okay. So,
That's way too far away for me to use luck. It's 55.
It starts to the bracelet starts to power up, and it turns and lashes out again at you, and you have to like jump back, and the just shot goes up into the sky. Unfortunately.
Okay.
So, Kelly, you're up.
I guess I'm gonna punch. Oh my gosh, that cat is so cute.
That was a very cute cat. So.
This is Cricket. She says hi.
It's close
also,
enough
pay
to me,
more
right?
attention.
Yeah, 100%. Now, a couple things I want to draw your attention to. The box of stars is still also in the middle of this, right? As well as the viral analyzer. And it's all very close by in this cluster of canvas nonsense. So, yeah, just keep that in mind.
Don't know if I trust myself enough to try and pull that stuff away. Is it in between me and those things?
Oh.
Like,
positioning's hard here. What I'm picturing is just basically a kind scrum where everyone's like piled in, but you can definitely like move, duck, roll, and try to like get out and back up if you wanted to. So like you're close enough to do a variety of things. I'm not too too stuck on like the footage of the area. It's just
Okay.
a mess.
I just didn't want to punch it into anything, but it's big, so I'm just gonna punch. I'm gonna be a good distraction.
Cool. It will. This one will fight back. It has 1 per turn, so. Okay. Do you succeed in any way, shape, or form?
I do. It is a great success.
Cool. Roll damage, because it did not succeed on its fight back at all.
To like type out everything. 4
4? Okay.
damage again.
Nice one. So. What kind of cool shenanigans do you do when you punch this thing? Is it just, hook, jab cross combo, or are we getting like crazy here?
No, I just imagine it's a standard, but like I'm treating it like it's a punching bag. Like it's not really fighting back necessarily just yet. I know it can, but I'm just trying to wail on it while it's in this form, I guess.
Makes sense to me. I think you duck under a couple of the limbs and just like start, punch it in the center, do a couple uppercuts, move back, get a good solid kick in. It is effective. Like it is doing damage. It is not doing as much damage as you would like. If this were a person, you'd be really messing them up. It's a giant eldritch horror. It's a little more resilient, but it is working. Cecil.
Yes. Cecil looks at Quentin. He said, "Quentin, analyzer, windy, stars," and just kind of like he may have had like some military training, and it's kind of kicking in. Maybe he was in the first war. Nobody's asked. It's fine. But so he like kind of drops propriety, maybe just a little. But it's weird to see like this prim and proper, like lordly guy in this bee suit, basically trying to protect himself. He hasn't taken it off or anything, with a shotgun, shuffling forward, shouting muffled orders, and then like goes up to. He's like, "We meet again, you crazy black pudding," and then he like goes like that.
Shotgun. Get it.
Yeah, like, you do have a bone to pick with these guys. It's true.
Yeah, they ate me and got rid of some facial hair. It was very embarrassing for everyone. For everyone. Ooh, that's pretty good. I think. Yeah, that's actually quite good. That's a hard success for a shotgun to the area of it.
Yeah, that'll hit. It's not gonna. It already fought back this round, so roll damage.
Okay, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna get you. All right, that is 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. Jesus Christ.
Wait. Yeah, shotgun is 46, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So
yeah, he's very close. It's hard for him to miss.
Yeah, that point blank with the shotgun is pretty absurd. Do me a favor for an admin note, Kelly. When we get back to New York, if Kelly is still alive, just ask for what? That's I don't know.
Why would you
It's
say?
Cthulhu. People die all the time. Sorry. When Kelly gets back to New York and goes and embraces his loving family and hangs out with all the friends, let's talk about some cool tech bracers to boost up your punch. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I love
to
that.
get you on par with some craziness.
We had cool tech bracers already. I remember this being discussed.
So
Either that or I have a dream for Cecil to interpret.
Kelly currently has cool bracers that do like hellish rebuke, basically.
Right.
I want to try to.
I'd love a little more damage.
Yeah, I'm doing numbers in my head. Anyway, moving forward. Because I don't want you to be handicapped, just to give a cool concept, right? So.
Yeah. So
you fire the shotgun into this thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, can I do that and I know it's a mess in here. Also, put myself between the machine or the box of stars and the thing.
Roll
Just give
a
one of the two like a chance to grab the proper thing.
100%. You go to move, like, yeah, 100% is a mess in here. There's all that canvas, there's all that flailing around. A lot of bodies in a small area. Roll Dex. Give me a great success as you try to, like, duck, dive, dodge, dip, and dodge, or whatever your way through this.
God damn it. It's fine. It's just a regular success.
There's too much going on. You can't do that and line up a good shot without potentially harming somebody, and the shot's more important. So you take the shot and, like, just embrace the chaos and try and keep on your feet.
And he just looks at the other two and he says, "Now on with you, on with you. Go do it."
Quentin is up next, so he will. He has a dex of also 65. Okay. Quentin, not very gracefully, manages to kind of, like, duck under some nonsense. You see him, like, kind of rip up some of the canvas, go underneath of it, grab the box, and, like, pull it, like, under the tent and try to get it, like, out of the way. As he's, like, running out, he just kind of gets tangled up a little bit in the canvas, but has some distance and has the box of stars properly grasped in his grip, right? So, and he's trying very hard to, like, carry it and not drop it. I got this.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oliver.
I guess I'll just shoot the formless spawn. So let me see. Rifle.
Yeah, they've all managed to assess that, like, conventional weapons are working here. They're not working great, but they are whittling this thing down.
That's close. Do I want to burn 8 points of luck?
We're all doing.
I guess I do. Yeah.
All the cool kids are
In
doing
little
it.
bits and pieces. Yeah.
Right. So I'll roll 8 points of luck, and what's a rifle? Is that 2d6?
I can
2d6,
tell you that's 2d6. Yes.
Okay.
2d6. Okay,
Plus
I don't know.
2, I think.
Well, tell me if a regular success hits first of all. Before...
Regular success will hit, so you don't need to burn luck if that's your quandary here.
Okay.
I will also tell you that if you roll
That's an 8.
Oh,
Ooh.
if you roll a 10 or higher, you would have killed it.
Oh well.
Okay. Yeah, you blast it through the center, right, and it starts to hiss and bubble, and it looks like it is deflating a bit. It's got one more move, and it's gonna go 1d4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's smart enough. Okay, Cecil, do me a favor and roll strength. Let's see.
You got it.
Roll a. Do me a favor and try to match or exceed an extreme strength roll.
Oh.
Well, I landed on a great one, but let me see.
And
That's a lot of luck to burn.
as you're pondering that, the second attack is going towards Oliver.
Yeah, great.
Which misses. So.
Loser.
Wait, quickly just do the calculation here to see how much luck I'm gonna have left.
I don't think this will kill you. It might kill you. It's Paul. Who knows? When we all make it to New York, right?
Okay, wait a second. Let me quickly look. It
Go
looks
back
like
to our
I'd
old
have
time
to
slot.
burn
Andy
like
was much nicer then.
12 luck.
Yeah, nighttime
I
is
know.
spicy.
I'll burn
Brutal.
12
Stop it.
luck.
Stop it.
Well, luck?
Wow,
Okay.
I also burned 12 luck, so we're in
Yeah,
this
okay.
together.
Hey, high five. Hey,
Okay. Cool.
great.
for funsies, I will roll the damage just so you know what you avoided, so you can know that your investment was worthwhile.
Okay.
You burn this luck. It grabs you and was going to just fling you quite
Yikes.
some distance. It grabs you, and when it throws you, you manage to grab on to just part of the goo itself and like right yourself around a bit in midair and like catch part of that canvas as you're thrown out, and it kind of swings you around back in an almost horseshoe way onto your feet. So it's like weird, but you basically just slingshot around and recover.
He lands and goes like, if he had a hat, he's like, Madam, my dance card is full.
Very good move. You avoided.
How much damage?
It would have been 8, 9, 17. So
That's most of me.
yeah. So you avoided a catastrophically bad hit.
Great.
Last move, it turns and starts to dive onto the box of stars to swallow it. Wendy.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Okay.
I did tip my hand here. It is very badly damaged.
Yeah. Well, it was do we get the box of stars out of the way, or do we try and hit the thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, not the box of stars. I misspoke. The viral
What?
analyzer, because the box of stars is with Quentin.
Yeah, it's with Quentin. Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is for
I
me.
assumed it was going for both of it at once, but whatever. All right.
was
Well,
just
I
booking it
don't
for
want to
distance.
touch the viral. Yeah, I don't want to touch the viral analyzer, so we're gonna flip that rifle over and try and shoot this bitch,
Cool.
because I am at least a little bit better with the rifle than I am with the pistol. So yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Oh yeah, no, we gonna hit it. That's a 17.
That'll work.
Okay.
It
Yay!
fights back, but not nearly as well as you shoot. So.
Yay! All right,
Good.
where is my dice bag? Because I need 2d6. Bloop.
Excuse me. What's your cool line that you yell as you blast this thing? Because any damage you roll should kill it, unless you lose a die on the roll.
Damn it! I already used son of a water buffalo. You're not as good as my grandmother's pudding. 4.
It lunges in and just, Wendy yelling at, "You're not as good as my grandmother's pudding!" Firing as it like just falls on top of you, and you can hear like a few more shots go off, and then the thing finally like goes still and then goops into the ground, revealing a goo covered and slightly suit singed, but otherwise no worse for the wear, Wendy, as it just melts away. Hell yeah. Everyone gained back 1 point of sanity for killing a scary monster. I'll do this. Let's take a break here as everything kind of settles, right? And you take stock of your injuries and the inventory, right? The vital analyzer seems fine, right? There's a few things that are ajar but salvageable. Quentin managed to get some good distance with the box of stars. Most of the people that were in danger did the smart thing and just fled out of the way. Richard Clemens is like in the back with a revolver, who was just kind of shooting into this thing ineffectually, and is now like, good show, right? As once again the island just does a full scale quake, right? And time is running short, but let's take a break. We'll take 5 and we'll come right back to the action. Be
Right.
back. Yeah, thank you. That's good looking out there. So yeah, if you're having fun enjoying the game, if you're vibing in the chat, and you haven't followed the channel, throw a follow out there. Doing all this for Extra Life, and then we're just gonna keep vibing. So, but yeah, good looking out. Let's continue with the back half of this story, right? So the dust settles from that combat. Everyone kind of takes stock of themselves and realizes that it's okay. You're a little roughed up, but most of the stuff you cared about is still intact, and your friends are still intact. So now the question is, what do? You start sorting through this mess. Quentin comes back with a box of stars, still slowly ticking down. The sun is now starting to set behind Mount Kinibalu, right? And you can see just like streaks of that golden red kind of coming across the sky. Getting closer to that 24-ish hour deadline that you were quoted early on.
Well, I was guesstimating as 24 to 48 hours, so
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we had some time.
You can look. You can roll on the 48-hour side of that, but if you're wrong, you're very wrong. Like
Dangerous.
Dare I do?
So, I mean, it's Pulp. Go for it. I will share the timing metric with you when this is done, and I think you'll be very amused. But
5 days. Pretty nice.
but yeah. So this. Oh, one last thing before
Yes.
you make your decisions. Everyone, go ahead and make a spot hidden. Right as everything settles down.
Ooh,
Regular success.
made it for the first time this round. This
Yeah!
time around.
Mark that shit.
Mark that
Failure.
success.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Oh.
Eagle Eye Inverness fails. Darn.
Actually, I would mark it down,
One-
but that thing is sitting on my notebook.
100.
Oh!
What do I lose?
Oh,
Wise,
you-
There it is.
obviously.
I
There it is.
think your eyes roll back into your
God.
face.
You get the
No,
prize.
no.
Whew. I need a buffer for a second on that one. Give me a second.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the Shoggoth.
Yeah, I was like, we were good to
We're
move forward. We're not good to move
underground.
forward anymore.
Oh, goodness.
So, anything for Kelly?
No.
Yeah.
Fail.
Okay. Cecil, you find as you were kind of looking around the area under part of the canvas folds of the tent, another one of those space magic pads, right? The e-readers or whatever.
pad.
The tablet.
The new edition that just came out?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Newest gen. You find one of those that has just been must have fallen out of their pocket or just thrown their whatever. It is off to the side and you manage to pick it up. There's nothing currently displayed on the screen, but there's a little blinking green light at the top.
Oh, it's more this the glass tablets. I don't think I would have seen it unless the candlelight weren't. I'm sorry, the sunset were Clinton off it just at the right angle. It seems like there's a little blinking dot though. And he like looks at it. He touches it with his finger.
Yeah, you get the impression you could start like in the same way that Oliver played with the last one. You can, click on the screen. It responds to your touch in a weird way. Like a effortless typewriter or something, right? When you touch the screen, it flips on. Little computerized glow basically. And again, it's the 20s, so it's like, what in the world, right?
Good heavens. He tries to press the blinking part like a couple of times.
You press the blinking green button. There is a connection made, right? And you see a similar figure. I assume Oliver's nearby and kind of like peering over his shoulder or like looking at this. A silhouetted figure wearing a veil. And hat.
He haunts me still.
Yep. Looks very familiar to the same person that answered the last call in Bolivia.
You
And
again!
Do you see the hat tilt? Oh. You're more tenacious than I thought.
Would you like a chance
That
to...
is our squad tagline, actually.
Cecil seems. Did you want to speak directly, Professor?
No, nothing to say, thanks.
I am so sorry. Yeah, he has nothing to say to you. However, you best stop meddling in affairs that you don't quite understand.
Hmm.
And if you don't, you're going to end up like the last people who tried to mess with us.
I assume that Sarazan is dead then, yes?
Unfortunately, Saravan has passed beyond the sight and the veil.
No matter, the island was a failed experiment anyway. Well,
Tell us more about this experiment.
we'll try.
I'm going to try and use charm.
So,
Damn.
while this is happening, I also want to take stock of one other thing. Can everyone else roll me a... I'm going to go with luck. Let's say luck. To determine your current suit integrity after all this fighting with giant spiders and all this acid monster nonsense around you. There may be some damage to your,
Mine?
bodysuits. Success?
Perfect.
Success?
Yeah, regular success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so Oliver's suit has taken damage.
I might have put that vial in my inside pocket.
No.
It seems like the sort of absent-minded thing
Nature's
that I would do.
Yeah, Quentin's like,
Just like,
Oliver,
oh, this will be useful. Zip.
your suit is leaking. Wow. Oh, God. I will roll for Quentin as well. Let's see. Oh, that's actually really close. Okay, he's good. So, all right. So Oliver's got a little bit of a suit issue. We'll deal with that when that comes up. More so than the patch that Kelly had to do earlier. This is like puncture damage and acid damage. That's to the point where the suit is not working as intended. Sorry, what did you roll for your charm, Cecil?
Well, that is very interesting. It is a 0 and a 6.
0, 6.
So
Yeah.
pretty damn charming, if I do say so myself. That is an extreme success.
You're incredibly charming.
So Cecil says, he's like, experiment as, as I've come to learn more about you people, I've found that you are light years, atoms, all of the miles beyond us, all the leagues. And I'm not quite sure how you do it, because we seem to be lagging behind. And yet, your experiments seem centuries in the making, longer than some of our civilizations. Respect has to be put where it's deserved. And he kind of like nods. It's like, I don't know what kind of experiments that you're doing, but I hope it's for the good of someone. And it's the hope, the good for the universe and perhaps the world.
Wendy's gonna make like a squeak of frustration in the background, and just like walk away the other direction.
You see, like, her...
Lovely veil, by the way. Lovely veil.
Oh no, cleared out. Come back. Success. You see her posture, gets a little more dignified. All right. As you are talking up their tech and their knowledge. Excuse me. He says, "You're very well spoken for one of the surface dwellers."
Lord Cecil Davenport, at your service, madam. If you please to be called that.
Madam is fine. Tell me, Cecil, how do you keep ending up in these strange places? It seems like it'd be very dangerous, especially with the type of technology that you've run into.
Perhaps I'm simply drawn to the odd and unusual, and you might say beautiful. He says and like gleams like his teeth a little bit at her. How do you keep
Ding.
on ending up in very interesting experiments like these?
Well, someone has to correct the trajectory of this world, and I think that will be me. Now, if you're honest about what you're saying, about how you are truly fascinated by our technology, our research, then you'll abandon your strange quest, and, well, we could always use more people on the right side of things.
If you could give me some details, that would allow me to make an informed and he looks at Oliver, scientific decision.
Well, it you have signed on with Joshua Medham, right? Work for Caduceus. It's not hard to figure that out. Lots of planes and cargo going all which way. And you see, Medham is insane. Certifiably so. He will take your entire civilization to places that, well, do not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. And I can promise you that if you abandon your little cause and get on the right side of things, that you will flourish with the things that we could offer.
That's
But the island shakes a little more.
Hmm.
She says, "Well, you seem to have more pressing matters to attend to at the moment. But if you are serious," and there's another button that lights up on that tablet. It says, "If you get out, follow those coordinates."
follow those coordinates. I will write them
And
down. And do I get a name for your time? I mean, I'm sure it's nothing.
call me Rose.
Centuries as you've been alive.
You may call me Rose.
What a beautiful name.
And leave Caduceus out of it.
Oh, of course. Best be on our way.
Yeah.
And best of luck to you. He like puts his hand all over her to see it.
It's like, all right, she's gone.
He's trying to deactivate it.
Yeah, the screen goes blank. She ends the call.
Well, we have a name.
So
What's that, Wendy?
What Wendy said.
The audacity of this bitch.
How very dare she?
oh, there is she.
Rose.
Call me Rose. Nyam, 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 nyam.
She's cool. She seems real cool.
She seems insufferable indeed. Will we have a coordinate, and he like writes it down. Not that I'm going to, none of that was real though. Just want to let you know that. Politeness in society.
Hey, we know more than we did, so that's good. Now about this island that might be exploding.
Yeah, Quentin comes walking back up with the box of stars and is like, We do not have a lot of time. We got to do something real quick. At the very least, we got to get this thing somewhere very far away from, well, anything we care about. Also,
we could go.
where'd you get that? You like sees the
I
tablet in your hand.
found it on the ground.
Oh,
I found these coordinates in case we need to abandon Medem and his insane cause, as the dear lady did say, from, I'm assuming, a star. Or a glass ship in the sky? He hands it to him.
best not take any
The
more of those
antenna.
calls then. Let's leave that to Shekels to look at when we get back.
Well, we could go above ground or we could go underground.
What'd she call herself?
Rose, I believe it was. By any other name,
Like
probably
one of those cheap grocery store roses with the smushy bits at the edges, and yes.
Well, righto. Now we have a name. Best get to it. Everyone roll psychology.
Nope. 88.
100.
Yo,
We're good
you're in
at
her
that.
cause. Get those coordinates and go. Madam's insane and cannot be trusted. Jump ship. No, I'm kidding. You're just inscrutable. No idea. So, what do you got, Will?
Just a regular failure.
Nothing.
But
Okay.
nothing.
Failure.
Fair. Okay. Yeah. Quentin pauses for a moment when you say the name, shakes his head, and goes, "Well, we have places to be. We gotta go. All right. To Mount Kinibalu. Excuse me. So, how we doing this?
Over
Car
or
still
under?
runs. Got the underground.
12 bars.
I vote underground. I want to find out what secret societies might be lurking under there, and whether or not their myths mingle with those of the surface peoples.
I mean, they were nicer than this thing, and she'll like push a little bit of the like Icarus grossness with her shoe. Yeah.
Murphy.
We can't drive that whole way up either. We'd have to do some hiking, and I don't think we have time.
Cecil, you hear just a quiet whisper, just to yourself. You could also just come straight here.
Cecil looks disturbed.
Cecil, it's you know you want to return. It's not that difficult. Just embrace it and come directly to the center of home. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Cecil seems to seize for a second, and kind of gulps, and he says, we could go to the center, simply to the center of the aisle. I think that could work.
Yes. Bring your friends as well. It's
do you
been
mean
quite
the
some time
mountain?
since we've had company. So, Fireside, thank you for the follow.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Wendy. What did you say last?
When you say this, the center, Mr. Lord Davenport, do you mean the mountain?
I checked with my colleague. Do I think this person means the center of the island?
So you get a feeling that same familiar power kind of that's been tugging at you since you got here, pulling you towards the mountain as well, right? So you feel like if you were to go this option, it would get you pretty close to the same place you're going. This is option 3. So all are viable.
So yes, 3 options. Underground. We could go overground. I think we could probably borrow some animals for that. But if we go to the center of the aisle, that is very viable, but it is very dangerous. I sense a power that I have not sensed in a long time there, and it's insidious, and we must always be on our guard.
Would it benefit from the application of a soon-to-go critical box of stars?
Cecil seems at a loss. Like if you asked him to, like, put his mother's hand on a frying pan that was like actively on fire, and he goes like, I most definitely would not survive.
Uh,
However,
mean, we seem to be in the insidious power thwarting business.
Can't hurt.
this is true. There, I would rather abstain from making any vote, as I feel that my reason has been covered.
All right. I heard
Then I
one.
say we stick with the underground.
All right, underground it is then, right? There's 1 for underground, 2 for underground. Here, and starts like handing out the rest of the Caduceus armaments that you brought with, the pain whips, the serpent fang daggers, like all these things. Just grabs another gun. All right.
Do we have a cure yet?
So, Gunderground, yes.
Underground.
Oh,
Wendy's just gonna
amazing.
pass the pain whip immediately to her because he's the only one that's used it successfully so far, and it was so dramatic last time.
It was very
Like
cool.
spider killer. Yep.
I'm sorry, Cecil, what was your question? Gunderground just drove thought from my brain.
I don't know. Oh yes. Is the do we have a cure yet?
Oh, so looking at the viral analyzer, Quentin turns around and grabs the samples that are there and says, "We have enough for about 100 people right now. So we're off to an incredibly good start. If we can stabilize the island or at least take care of this box, we should be able to produce enough by maybe another hour for everyone else."
Oh, splendid. Is there any benefit in us taking it right now? Would it protect us at all from what's going around? Or Wendy?
Rude.
Or did Wendy? Did you share with us that like the well was probably poisoned?
That was something that Oliver learned.
Oh, Oliver.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that was me.
I did brief the team on that, yeah.
Very
I
cool.
remember holding up the vial and saying, I think we've found a clue or something intelligent like that.
Yeah, because we before things started going haywire and spiders appeared, one of the things that we could possibly have done with exploding was explode like down into a new water source, and things happened, so we couldn't do that. So yeah,
Wow.
Oliver had to have shared it with us. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. There is benefit to taking it now. It would bolster your immune system and make it a lot harder for you to succumb to any type of illness. Might not make you feel great in the short term though. So
Perhaps later then.
but he like watches the sun kind of start to set, or as it's like goes behind the mountains. Like, I think we gotta go.
Underground it is.
All right. You grab your supplies and you grab your armaments. You head for the underground.
Underground.
It's
Can we
just
get an emote for that? Or
Underground.
a graphic?
It's just blasting. It's just the blasting emote. Let me pull that up. Boom. There we go. So you head out. You descend into these tunnels, right? There's towards the back of the camp. Most people give you a lot of distance, right? After the formless spawn fight, they don't want to be anywhere near whatever the hell's going on over here. It was terrifying. They already had giant spiders try to eat their face like an hour ago. They're not in a great place. So you head back towards these tunnels, which you did not blast earlier, and you can work your way down inside. They're decently wide, right? You have about 3-4 feet on either side, about 4 feet high. These little circular tunnels with just these crazy claw marks in the sides of the walls that is like dug out this dirt and rock, right? Kind of intimidating. And you click on your flashlights, right, and start heading into the darkness. Who goes first? I don't need like a party order. I just want to know who's in like the front. Kelly, yeah.
Yeah, always.
So, yeah. This is a really uncomfortable place for you just because of your size, right? A little
Yeah, it
more
sucks.
hunched and like awkward movement, but
Wendy will go up near the front, partly because I'm been pretty good at spot hidden thus far, but also like I don't have to duck very far, so I feel like I'm holding maybe both the flashlights for right now.
I
Like
it.
just like truck headlights, one underneath each like armpit, kind of. Yep. Kelly needs both hands to do some swinging.
Does that count as your drive skill? I wonder if they're truck headlights. You make little engine noises.
Yes.
It's just
Bonus to flashlight because front reference.
disguise myself as a car.
Brum, 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 brum.
So you, Jesus. You progress down this tunnel and slowly moving away from the little like dot of light in the background. It gets darker and darker here. It starts to get cold and it starts to get quiet, which is kind of nice. There's a lot of ambient noise out in that area beyond just the attacks. Like the jungle was noisy and the weird dream magic had like a strange, almost power line buzzing background noise that now that that's absent, you can kind of pick up on that a little better. As you continue to walk, you can hear slight noises up ahead. All right, let me get a listen roll from some people, please. As you progress forward, you hear the sounds of like some water, some shuffling movements. You hear a little bit of echoes, kind of giving you the idea that something's a little larger space up ahead.
What are we rolling for?
Happy about this, but I
listen,
haven't
please.
rolled yet. Oh, fudge nuggets. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
No, not my dice.
The after effects of Oliver's spell have given him tinnitus.
So,
Mine is a great success.
yeah.
Regular success.
All right, cool. Now, I am fast traveling you, right? Because walking through a dark tunnel for quite some time is boring, right? Finding cool things in the dark tunnel, on the other hand, is way more fun. So, you do walk for a good amount of time. It's hard to track it as you're down here, right? Your knees are sore, you're sweating, it's awkward. You're still dragging all this extra shit with you. You're in these like goofy suits, you know. So by the time you start to hear noises other than like the drag of the box of stars or like the panting of your own breath, like fogging up the mask of your beekeeper suit, you're like, oh, what the hell is that? Wendy, you're able to kind of hear low murmuring conversation. Right? It is strange because it's coming in a odd back and forth of the occasional English and Mandarin. Right? It's about 90-10, right? Towards Mandarin. Kelly, with your listen check, you're able to determine there are 6 things up ahead conversing. Right? Just from the way they're moving, the footsteps on the ground, all that stuff. But they are bigger and heavier footsteps than your average person. Right? Probably about like just dense, right? You know what big dudes who are just jacked full muscles sound like when they're just run across the boxing ring. It sounds like that. And you also hear crunching, the sound of maybe like a 2x4 just being cracked in half, right? Like it's just a loud snap and then crunch, crunch, crunch. Murmured conversation.
I'm gonna
What do you do?
throw my hand up to signal everyone to stop. and then motion 5-1 as in 6, and then just like big larg. I don't know. Seems real bad. I'm reminded of something my coach once told me, which is the worst thing about fighting in a basement is that you're fighting in a fucking basement. I really don't want to fight in a basement.
Good movie.
So I'm gonna try and stop the party and maybe just, I don't know, give a warning, maybe get a gun up front. Someone who can shoot a gun up front.
Okay, hey now.
Oh no, I was
Okay.
talking about me. I cannot shoot gun. I can only shoot fist.
The Wendy's gonna kind of like pause and point to her ear, like, do you want me to try and listen?
Sure.
Like, so, like, she's gonna like hand off the flashlights to Kelly
Kind of
and whoever else is
mute them a little bit.
immediate. Yeah. And then like slink up a little bit further just to get closer to hear exactly what's going on, if I can tell what they're saying beyond that they are speaking human language.
Yeah. You get a little closer. You hear another like crunch. It sounds like someone eating something now that you've gotten a little more distance.
That's
right?
what I was afraid of when you were describing that earlier. Yep.
Yeah, a little more proximity. And you just hear this conversation where they're sitting there talking and saying, honestly, best I've eaten in quite some time. I like this place. I don't know why I don't know why they keep putting their people in the ground, but it's delicious, right? And they're like, yeah, well, yeah, quite frankly, this is actually a lot better than what we were dealing with before, aside from all the other stuff. Oh, hey, pass me that leg. Right? And you just hear another crunching noise, and it's like, well, look, we can't stay here forever. We have to actually figure out what to do about, they got the humans ahead of us and the weirdness behind us. We gotta get off this island, maybe. You gotta calm down. Look, there's so many people out there. We can just sit here and eat forever. Like, we're gonna run out of people eventually. We gotta do something. Yeah, he's gonna find us, and he'll be mad. Yeah. He'll be. And so they're just having this argument over what to do. But it seems like they're just vibing over dinner right now.
Yeah. So like, we're gonna swallow that vomit that just found its way into the back of my mouth and creep back a little bit. There. So they're eating.
We suspected this.
I
Crunch echoes down the tunnel.
but they're not eating us, and they might be.
They're not. So there's weirdness behind them, and human ahead. They're pleased by the bounty. And apparently they have to keep moving because someone's gonna find them. They used he. But they're not the weirdness in the mountain, and they're not human. So I think we have this is a new
element.
I'm gonna go back that way and throw up a little bit around.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Well, if they're also interested in finding out what weirdness is going on in the mountain, let's see if they want to help.
It's a shot in the dark, but I think we could actually go the diplomacy route here.
At worst, perhaps yes, they could help us dig or something. I think they can do that.
Yeah.
What?
So Oliver's just gonna call down the tunnel and say, "Hello, good evening."
Hello, good evening. Right? This conversation immediately stops. You hear like a wet thud.
Ugh.
Someone kind of scrambles to their feet, and you just hear, hello?
We're trying to find out why the island is shaking. Do you know?
You're,
Like Wendy will repeat the same question, but do it in like, good evening, gentlemen. We want to know why the iron is shaking, but in Mandarin case, since that was the preferred.
Yeah, that gets a lot more traction. I say, yeah, that's a great question. It probably has something to do with that crazy radio outpost or whatever, like that crazy something in the mountain. It's going haywire. You're not gonna shoot us or anything, are you? Like
Don't have any reason to, do we?
all the people that we've run into, they shoot at us, so it's kind of rude, honestly.
No, we're just trying to figure out why the island's been shaking, and this tunnel seemed like the fastest way to get up there with all the landslides.
Hold on, and they kind of like put their heads together. You can hear them all murmuring. It's just like, yeah, if you promise not to shoot, come on down. You can grab some food and we can talk this out.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting your dinner.
We got plenty. And as you kind of start to move around the tunnel, you can see that, like, remember we talked, there were like 20 dudes in that grave that were dead. Most of those bodies have been moved down here and just like piled off to the side in a I'm gonna ask you to make a sanity check on this one. Like, just a pretty horrifying buffet, right?
Yeah,
that
sucks.
these monsters have just been like nomming on. And speaking of, as you come around, you can see that they're just like weird tan and black, tight fleshed, kind of weird standing, like lanky but very, very like I guess graceful moving things, right? With these big old claws. Then like one of them, the ones that's talking to you as you're walking up, just picks up an arm, snaps it in half with like casual ease, like you would break a popsicle stick, and just like offers like a left hand out to you, and is like, man, grab a seat. There's plenty to go around. Right?
Oliver's gonna walk up and like reach out and shake the hand.
Oh, you cool.
Jesus.
So
What did you get on your sanity
appropriately,
check?
Wendy failed the sanity check.
I also failed.
Yeah.
No, I succeed on the sanity check. I'm just leaning into the weirdness here. Like,
that's still effing good.
Yep.
Okay, that's 2 failures. Cecil, do you succeed or fail?
Succeeded.
Okay.
Not at being disappointed.
All right, let's take a look. See.
Her. Cecil whispers, "You cool," to him.
0 sanity damage if you succeeded. If you failed, it is a D6. Please roll.
Oh Lord.
So,
0 sanity damage.
0 if you succeeded. You may be nauseous and real uneasy, but like you've managed to keep your wits about you and your stomach contents inside.
I'm gonna burn luck so that I don't go crazy.
Wow.
And I'm just gonna lose 5.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't
I
want to
lost
go crazy?
4.
All right.
Like I said, fighting in a basement.
You get cool skills when you go crazy. They stay on your character sheet.
I'll save it for another time.
Fair enough. So,
Tempting, but no.
yeah, I think for Wendy and Kelly, this is rough. Like, you see this, and the first thing I think Kelly thinks of, honestly, is like Ma's home cooking, and then like that thought immediately fucks you up. Of like, oh no, I did not want to associate this horror show to my family back home, where I'm thinking about a nice home cooked meal, but your brain makes that connection and it sends you through a spiral of upsetting thoughts. Wendy, I mean, you're already very sick to your stomach, and this is just graphically gruesome, right? So I think
Yep.
this is just a
Nope,
physical.
that hand looks like one of those like pickled chicken feet in the jars, right? Or like, yeah, no, yep, it's a trotter or whatever. Yes, no, we're gonna be sick inside of the suit for a minute. Yep.
Yeah. You shake
Here.
the Oliver. You shake the hand.
Yeah.
He lets go. Till like it's like that's yours, and you just you're just now holding this hand. Like that just stumps off right at the elbow.
All right. I'm gonna roll persuade, I think, and just say it's thoughtful, and while some humans aren't averse to cannibalism in this part of the world, it's not generally condoned where we're from. So forgive me if we don't partake. Let me
we just
roll
ate.
and see if super nope. That's like an 80.
Okay. It gives you like a weird look. And then like shrugs, grabs the hand back, snaps off a finger, pops it in like a little into his mouth, starts chewing. The rest of them are all staring at you with those like weird yellow eyes that you saw in the tunnel beforehand, and it's just like, all right, well, you're lost. Like, look, all the our shards pulls the bone out. Anyway,
I'm Oliver. What do I call you?
you call me Grug.
Grug.
Mhm.
Grug. Well,
And these
it's
are
fortuitous.
my friends. It's kind of weird.
Yes, and mine. I wonder if I might prevail upon you find beings to point us in the direction of that malfunctioning what's it up to the top of the mountain.
Oh, yeah. Can't miss it. Just he points down the tunnel at this point is starting to get like much larger, and those claw marks that carved the tunnel you came down have disappeared. Like they are this nice smooth surface kind of rounding this thing out, but it's almost cavernous now, about 20 feet high. And you see further down there's an intersect or a fork, and he points towards the left and says, "You want to take the one on the left. The one on the right, it goes down, and that gets weird."
Okay. Is there anybody down to the left that we would need to worry about messing with us?
It was weird. What do you call them? So weird. They got the skin with the pieces almost. It's bizarre.
Like snakes?
Snakes?
That's the one. Thanks.
So,
Oh,
and then
okay.
turns and looks at you, Wendy, and it's like, "Yeah, bite size. What's up?"
Oh, your friend remembers you.
You look like you had a question. I didn't just want to be rude,
We much the same. Forgive me. I heard you talking about the weirdness, and he that was might find you. Also, I met one of you briefly, I think. Just your eyes back. Thank you for your manners. And like the whole time, it's just like her gaze is going from like, that's a kneecap. That's like.
Yeah, one of them off to the side kind of waves at you. Hey. All right. Yeah, so maybe this is good timing, right? You figure out how we can get places. We didn't expect to be here, right? Look, truth of the matter is we don't swim too good, and this whole place surrounded by water, right? Not ideal for us, not where we wanted to end up when we tried to leave, but hey, them's the breaks, I guess.
If you don't mind me prying a little, how did you come to be here?
We just, yeah, it's the weirdest thing. We just, like, you know how, so I said I don't swim good, right? So you know how when you jump in water and you come out of it and it's like you're in a whole different world on one side or the other of that thing? It was like that, only standing up. Just again, down left tunnel, or sorry, down the right tunnel. Weirdness, right? I just walked through a bunch of shiny colored standing water, and ended up here on where the hell this is. But
The island of Borneo, just west of the Sulu Sea.
all right.
Anyway, thanks for your help.
And
Not a
don't mean
problem.
to don't mean to pry anymore, but Wendy here, she did mention you mentioned a he. Is it one of the snake folk?
No, the snake folk was a bit of a jerk, and he points over at one of the other dudes who's like slightly singed. You can kind of see now, and realize, yeah, he's. We tried to flag him down and let him know he shouldn't be going up in the mountain and messing with the stuff up there. It's really not safe. We kind of played around with it a bit, and it's. Bottom line was like, hey, don't go there, and he shot at us with some sort of crazy fire, right? Hence my opening question of, you're not gonna shoot at us, are you? Farmers did the same thing up there, you know.
We've
We're
also
like, hey,
found that
can we have some of those vegetables or crops? And they were just like, bang, it's bad.
we've also found the snake people to be quite rude. Yes.
Yeah, right? A bunch of jerks. But
We
so-
encountered them last several thousand miles from here. Sort of surprised to see them, to be honest. Are there a lot?
it's the only one I saw here, but you know, kind of set the standard, right? I mean, I show up, you talk to me, you think, you know, we're all good. You run into, you know, more of my brothers, and you think, well, it's a swell guy. And I like to try to keep that reputation going.
Oliver realizes he's still holding the hand and sort of looks at it and kind of like,
He
or
puts back
holding like something, like the ring or something. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's
like
like
pry the fingers off your hand and like set it down.
like he's like, ooh.
That was valuable.
But so he's like, great. Well, only one of the snake people then. Good.
Now the real issue was, okay, so this is gonna be all sorts of weird. This is not the Dreamlands, right? I guess
No.
that's what you guys call it over here. We were trying to figure out what exactly.
This is the material plane, as it were, where
All right.
we do
Did you?
we do the dreaming, but I guess we see you there.
The snake guy was on about some place called Mew. He mentioned he's yelling about that shit. I don't know what that is. I thought this was it, but it's not. There is something going wacky on our side. I don't know if it's caused by snake people or the mountain or like the weird shit up there. Like, but yeah, there's like a creepy. You ever talk to somebody and it's almost like they could see inside of you?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like that times a lot, right? Just it was to the point where like I wasn't even sure if my thoughts were my own, and so we decided just to get away from that as quick as possible. Which is why we chose Shiny Water Door over potential thought control.
That's not toward the radio shenanigans.
No, that's down to the right with all the other weird shit.
Then we'll do best to avoid it, I suppose.
Yeah, the right tunnel is not all right. The left tunnel is it's probably fine, maybe unstable.
Okay.
But yeah.
So
Are you
so
sure
if
you don't
you're
want to take
from-
anything with you? Like we got plenty.
Oh no, we ate.
if you're from the Dreamlands, did you did you see the boo puff?
Oh yeah, those things are cool. So
Do you know if there were two this time?
Uh,
Because one ended up on Lancaster's wall.
what's a Lancaster?
A rude thing.
Ah. Nah, they usually travel in pairs. Yeah, I think I saw a couple. But they'd probably be out in the farm fields or something. They love the sunshine and all that stuff. We're much happier down here, you know. But,
Great.
hey, just
Well,
just a quick question, kind of getting the vibe of the room. If you don't make it back, you good if we eat you? Like, it's not a personal thing. It's just kind of a resource thing, you know.
I mean, we won't really have the means to object, but some of us are carrying items which could be potentially hazardous to your health.
Yeah, and look, I did. It's a
I'll
weird.
take I'll take the
I would
question in the
definitely
spirit
become an angry ghost.
in which it was offered, but it wouldn't be my first choice. But if you're starving, go ahead.
I appreciate
No.
that. Look, I didn't want to just. It's been a polite conversation. I don't want to be rude later, you know.
I would definitely return as an angry ghost.
I don't know if I would. How about this? If I die, you can eat me. Avoid eating any accoutrement. I would just be wary that plain old birthday suit is fine.
Oh yeah, no, the stuff is no bueno. And they like point at a pile of like all the clothes and other things that people were buried with. And like, yeah, no, the stuff doesn't add any flavor. It's just like,
Oh, it's extra
Can
texture.
I
yeah,
Understood.
could I roll a spot hidden on that stuff?
yeah, go for it.
Um,
Looting the.
Nope. Nope,
So-
that's a 70. Sorry.
All of the things that should have ended up on like altars somewhere with these people. Okay.
So,
Cecil says, "Is like, I'll let you eat me
uh,
if you provide us a little bit of uh, if you follow us for a time, you can eat as you go if you wish. But if you follow us for a time, and just make sure you seem pretty good at noticing potential pitfalls and unstable tunnels as you are tunnelers yourselves.
all right.
If I do
all right.
die, you can eat my body if you accompany us and just give us a little bit of a second pair of eyes, if you were.
Oh, we got plenty. It like reaches down.
No, thank you. I
Okay.
mean, your sets of eyes just watching out for us.
Oh, right. I am with you. So you said, but
We
you're
got our
going
back.
like you're going up the mountain, not down to the right to all the weird shit, right?
No.
Okay, yeah.
You seem a little stuck on that. Are you okay?
What with the weird stuff? I don't want to do anything with that weird stuff. I'm not trying to go back. I mean, this is better. I'll figure out how to swim and then deal with what'd you call this place? Borneo? Okay.
Borneo, yeah. No, I'm actually gonna roll psychology on Grug
Okay.
and see if he is he like obviously traumatized by his trip through the dream portal,
Go for it.
or yeah.
If anybody else wanted to roll spot hidden on that pile of stuff, you're
Please.
more than welcome to. So.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna burn 4 luck for a
Oh.
great success
Oh,
there.
Okay. On the psychology.
Extraordinary success.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm bad at looting.
As you rummage through the prized possessions of these people who died a terrible and horrible death and were now eaten.
Wendy's not rummaging, but she did get an excellent success. So I'm gonna assume that it's like they're pushing shit to the side. I got
The ring of power just sort of lands at your feet, type of thing.
Like, that's whispering to you. As you look over the area, there's a small looking jade statue, about 3 inches in height, 2 inches in diameter. It's a cool little figurine, and it is made. It looks like a. Yeah, this is the right thing. It looks like a coiled snake, and there's like a weird little bit of energy that comes off of it. As you notice it, you feel like it is actively watching you, and like one of those paintings that the eyes follow you as you move. You just become unsettled that someone is observing you. but that seems interesting. So.
Can we like put that in a bag, or?
You throw it in a bag and call it good?
Yeah, or just cover it. Like, I don't know if I want to take it with me, but I definitely don't want it to see anything.
You take like one of the small pouches out of your backpack and throw it over there, over it, and
yeah, like one of the sample baggies, and just.
Yep. You said you got an excellent success on that psychology roll.
Yeah, and what
On
I'm
the
what I'm
spot,
going
yeah.
for here is really just for Grug to let something slip about like the nature of the portal or like why it weirded him out beyond just like shiny water, to see if there's anything that we can latch on to there for future reference.
Gotcha. You've done enough study into this kind of lore and references to people who have essentially traveled to other places, maybe doing some spirit walking or some there's theories about like portal travel, right? All of them come back with people saying that stuff messes you up because of the physical and mental toll, right? So the idea of jumping, like just casually crossing into a different realm, is catastrophically dangerous, right? You had a dream at one point when you just got back from New York. You were very tired and you were sitting in your office of someone trying to open a portal, and the end result would being everyone turning into some type of stone statues, like just frozen in place, right? So even from your own experiences, I mean, the last portal that opened with the box of stars resulted in a hellfire dimension. So these things could be incredibly dangerous, and if it doesn't instantly cause damage, the psychological toll can be rough. So what that means is a couple things. One, if you go through these portals, you have to be aware of the damage that could possibly do to you. But two, it means that something scared them enough on that side to willingly take that jump across. Seemed to be that strange person who could see into their thoughts and kind of rob them of their own agency or minds.
Dig.
Yeah. But also like with the just complete insane candid nature of this dude. For those, if it's what do you think they are at this point?
Ghouls.
They're ghouls, yeah. They are 100% ghouls. But the candid nature just reflects the fact that they seem okay with like the situation at hand. They're much happier. Right?
Man, when even like the Eldritch Horrors have seen some shit on their way from where you're going.
Yeah. Like the spooky things are traumatized by spookier things.
Right?
Right?
Anyway.
Yeah, so he's like, we'll go with you. You know? Hey, points at one. I'm like, you stay back here with the buffet. Everyone else is gonna go.
Thank you kindly, and of course, should I die, but please don't, don't kill me, but should I die, feel free.
Sounds great.
If I don't...
Reaches out like a clawed hand. And it's like... It's got like a few. it's like someone eating bone-in chicken wings and just like.
Ah, yes.
Got a deal?
He's like, careful with the suit. It's very expensive.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you want to check out that weird stuff? Let's go.
Please lead the way and keep an eye out on. You said it was unstable. That it makes me feel much safer that you're with us. He says through like strained, trying not to look at body parts, kind of face.
I love this dude so much. Okay, so you start working your way up the left-hand tunnel. We're gonna call it in a few minutes. So it's actually gonna be funny because we're gonna start the next session right at a pretty interesting, probably endpoint. You start working your way up these tunnels, and you made a good call getting these ghouls on board, right? You start working through the caverns, the quakes continue. You see some more of those night gaunts, right? As you kind of come out to part of a cliff face higher up on the mountain, excuse me. The ghouls are able to identify them very quickly, between your weapons and their claws and the ability for them to, and you see them start scaling a wall vertically with just like digging their claws into the rock and going after these things. You make very quick work of them, right?
Do they eat them?
So the night gaunts mostly fly away. You hear like they grab one of them and it's like fluttering around and it's like wing just starts to disappear into that weird purple smoke again. And he's like, you can eat
they
them
do
back
that.
home. They don't. I can't eat them here. That's something with the. I don't know. I hate this place. That's you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I got food at home.
Very close, though. It increases your skills.
And they lead you up this mountain and into finally a small cave resting at the edge of a cliff face, right? There's a little switchback action, some ropes have come out and climbing, right? And when you finally get in there, the ghoul says, all right, here's the weird part. Like, I don't know what any of this stuff does, so like, I don't know. It's your funeral, I guess, if you touch it. So my bet. You know what? Go ahead and touch it. It moves as you look down the cave. It goes from that nice cut rock to metal. Right. You start seeing a metal hexagon cut corridor leading further back, and as you step forward in towards it, it starts to light up, just light glowing from the actual metallic surface itself. As you progress towards the center, you start to see all sorts of technology that is insanely foreign to you, right? You look at in the center, there seems to be a pedestal, again, six-sided hexagon shape with two panels on either side, right, that seem to rotate in unison. They are currently stationary, right? And this, working around the room, there just seem to be computers and screens and controls everywhere, just lining the walls, right? And they are lit up, some of them, right? They are flashing various colors. The screens are tracking like a little weird line metric as one of the quakes happens. The line just jumps across the screen and levels out again. There seems to be a weird pulsing sensation that is coming from the gate. I apologize. I made one error in my description. The panels around that pedestal are rotating in unison, very quickly, emanating power, right? And the ghoul looks at you and just goes, yeah, like, unstable, but probably not gonna kill you immediately.
Do you recognize any of this technology?
No, this is not my thing. Not in the least. Much happier fighting the Night Gaunts. Anyone who wants to can make a electrical repair or Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Ooh.
Actually, you can do both, but
Had to be electrical, huh?
I got Mythos.
yeah.
I have
Nice.
6, and I rolled a 6. The other one was an 86. It's fine.
Did not make electrical repair. Now, if it were mechanical repair.
No,
Hmm.
neither for me. I've been putting too much into holding it together for Grug and company.
Anything for Murphy? No. Okay. Uh, so as you look around, Cecil, and the rest of you, as you're taking stock, start to notice that all the writing, all the panels, all the maps that are up in these areas are all in the call, right? You recognize the same squiggly alphabet that you've gotten used to. You can see, Kelly, as you're looking at like one of the maps on the wall of, it looks like the world, but not the way you're used to it being laid out. Looks like a much older map where the continents are just drifting in a very different formation. It's not Pangea, but it's like some type of weird hybrid spread. There is a pin, like an actual digital pin in one of those spots. What's your natural world?
Me?
For Kelly.
Like none. I don't think I have it at all.
Okay.
Let's see. No, 10.
If you had to guess, that pin would be somewhere around the like UK, Greenland, Iceland, Ireland sphere of location. Everything else though is just complete insanity. As Cecil, the last thing you notice, the thing you notice, and the thing we're going to end on, is this is 100% gate technology, right? This is a contraption that has been built, and similar to the things that you saw in the Annals of Mu when you sat down and read the scrolls that Tyrannish let you borrow, talking about those gateways home, right? This seems like a very crude attempt to build something like that with more science than magic. But it is insanely powerful and insanely unstable. As you look around and like see the duct tape and paper clips among all the shine and glint, because you know the amount of energy that is being transferred here to keep this gateway open is absurd. The room shakes. That center hexagonal platform turns transparent, right? And you can look through part of this portal. And you can see into the Dreamlands itself. And you can see weird destruction that has occurred on that side. There are lush, beautiful forests of color, right? Very similar to what you saw kind of bleeding over. Some of them are blighted and just plowed through. Some of them are scorched and completely gone. And the background, far off in the distance, you can't see it, but you can feel that connection, right? Of someone just staring directly at you, Cecil, and saying, "You're so very close."
We need to shut down the portal.
Come home. And we'll end the session there.
Love it.
Right. So thank you all for watching. We've got one more session out of Borneo, and it'll probably be a high budget one because there's a lot of unstable shit in this small room. you know,
Including the players.
including the
Oh,
players,
man.
crazy ass ghouls, Quentin lugging around a pocket suitcase nuke. There's a portal that's about to probably explode or something. I don't know. Maybe all the players are gonna go insane. But great session. I dig the energy. It was a good energy tonight. So, but yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hope you had a great time. This is all for Extra Life. So if you've got a few extra bucks and you want to donate, that's awesome. Please do it. If not, I mean, we'll just happy to have people hang out and vibe. Excuse me. So,
Yep.
That's great. Anybody else got anything for the world at large?
I do.
Get it.
If you were with us last episode, I gave you some false information, but I'm here to give you some hope. So I said that Hot Switch, the improv group, it's a virtual improv group that I'm part of. Totally free shows. They're pretty amazing. We are coached by the Adel Rifai from IO fame, and Hello from the Magic Tavern fame. He's awesome. But we do an improv show that's basically calling back to the days of yore where you could just like switch through channels and like whatever, and we emulate that with our format. I said it was last Tuesday, and I lied. It's actually this coming Tuesday, so you can still watch it. It's a Tuesday, September 28th. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you're on the East Coast. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's at 8 o'clock. It's totally free. And if you want to find out where that's happening, just go to Facebook at Hot Switch. SWITCH. It's like an S with a witch because it's spooky season. But
Yeah.
you should join us, and you might have some fun. You might learn some. So anyway, that's me.
Yeah, very cool. So, no, thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow night, the channel should be live again at around 8 p.m. I think Will's playing something. He finished Boyfriend Dungeon, so I don't know what's up next in the queue. It's a surprise, and that'll be cool. So, tune in then, and then, of course, we got games all throughout the week, and we'll be back in 2 weeks on the calendar dates. 10th! So, into spooky season.
Wow.
So, or maybe not. We'll figure that out. But anyway, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a lot of fun. We did, and we will see you later. Bye.